Hello, Veritas Academy. So we, or at least I have the privilege today of introducing you to a new teacher. I'm actually not a new teacher, right? I mean, she's actually not new to the school, as you'll find out in just a minute. But this year, she will be taking over third grade along with Judy Humanovich, and that is Grace Martin. Hello, Grace.
Hi, Dr.
Welcome to Veritas Academy.
Thank you.
Although that's not quite fair. I can't welcome you to Veritas Academy.
It's not necessarily a welcome.
Correct, correct. So you were here last year.
Yes.
In what arena were you working?
Yes, so I was assisting Judy Hermanovich in third grade last year. You called it a super assistant.
I did. That was both a reference to the job and to your capabilities.
No. But it was a wonderful time. Well, I also grew up at Veritas, so I attended.
So that's the other part. So
yes.
when were you here at Veritas Academy?
Yes, I attended Veritas kindergarten through 10th grade, so
so
very familiar with this wonderful school. But yeah, came back last year assisting in third grade. Judy, who is just so wonderful, learned so much from her. Got to see Veritas from a teacher's perspective instead of a student's perspective. So yeah, that was where I was at last year.
So did you remember, like, going through the curriculum, did things come back to you from when you had been in school? Did you kind of remember some of those activities and lessons and maybe the geography chants?
Yes, that was one of the things that I think just made coming back so special was just walking in and being like, oh my word, I remember all of these history songs, the Bible song, or not Bible songs, but Bible chronology, different things, grammar chants, which is just so unique to classical education specifically, I think, and just the constant memorization and drilling things in there that I'm like still at this age.
Amazing.
I have
so it works. It works.
Yes, it works.
Proof.
Living
the system
proof.
works. Sing those chants, and then later on as an adult, you can still sing those chants.
Yes.
So now that you get to teach kids in this, and this is something funny to me because I was saying just to other teachers that typically we're in this business because we didn't get this education growing up, but you did get this education growing up. So how do you think that's going to impact that you get to now teach the students the very things that you learned going through the curriculum? How is that going to impact maybe the way that you teach the students, or what are you going to bring to the table knowing that you've got that in your background?
No, that's a great point. I think obviously as a student, you don't necessarily always realize what a blessing it is to be able to go to a school like Veritas. And so, as I got older and graduated and then also experienced public education for a while, it made me realize how much I appreciate Veritas and what we do here. And so I think just, seeking to continue in how I've been brought up and teaching in a way that is classical is so important.
Yeah, it is important. And I think what's really cool is you also bring the experience of knowing what it's like to be in the classroom, maybe to get bored with things and know what actually gets you excited or what worked about the curriculum and being able to bring that to bear. So that's fun.
For sure.
But your background is not necessarily an education background.
Yeah.
So how did you get from, what was your major again? In
psychology.
Okay, well, that's a pretty good preparation for teaching background.
Lots of overlaps there.
Lots of overlap. So how do you get from psychology to education? What was that jump like?
Yes, so I always wanted to work with children. So that was kind of my intentions with psychology. Was I graduated with a BA in psychology and was planning on getting my master's and working with kids in that way. But the Lord had other plans, right? As he often does.
That's right,
and so, I was wanting to move back to the Lancaster area and was maybe going to put on hold my master's degree for a little bit. And then just the Lord opened so many doors and made things so clear that he wanted me here. And I mean, it's just been the best ever and something that only God could do. So I'm just so thankful to be here and to be working with kids and teaching. It's just so fun and exciting.
Well, I think you did a great job last year. And I remember talking to you early on about, hey, there's a big jump going from psych degree to getting into a classroom and managing curriculum and over the students. I'm sure, as you said, there's a lot to overlap.
Yeah.
But it seems like you slipped into it pretty comfortably last year, that you enjoyed that work.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Judy.
Yeah. And like I said, Judy was such a big help with that. And I feel like there are so many things from last year that I'm going to pull from as I head into this year. And I just feel really happy and thankful that I just feel well equipped and prepared. So this you've already partly answered this, but it's something we like to kind of walk through with new teachers here. And again, you're not new, but a new teacher. Is the classical thing that we do here, right? That's obviously central to who we are. What about that is, now that you look back and you've gotten to see the impact it's had on you, what are some of the parts of the classical education that really mean the most to you? Yeah, I think something that the classical model emphasizes is just taking advantage of, like, developmentally a little bit of psychology, where students are. So something I appreciate specifically, obviously, grammar school is just like knowing that the mind is so fresh and like like a sponge, just wants to absorb all of these facts. And I love that grammar school and classical education like equips these students and knows their capabilities, knows how we can push them to take hold of all this memorization, all these things. And then, you know, logic stage, right? Like kids want to argue and we equip them to be able to argue well. And then rhetoric, right? They want to express themselves and articulate themselves in a good way, in a educated way. So that's something that I really appreciate about the classical model. That's
great. And it's something that you actually get to experience in your own life. So that's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to that, you know, bringing that to bear. We've got, I know Caleb Plautz is here and he has gone through this as well. But most of our faculty have not. So it's kind of neat to have people now have walked through the curriculum, now come back to teach it.
Totally.
So that's exciting. And you had already worked through third grade. So I think there's going to be a pretty smooth transition as you get to do that in your own classroom. How fun. So help us get to know you a little bit outside of that. What kind of hobbies and things do you do when Miss Martin is not being Miss Martin?
Yes, good question. Yes. So when the weather allows, like the summer, I love to be outside, be with my family and friends. You know, I played sports at Veritas growing up, so I love to be active. Last year I was assistant athletic director, as you know, so I love to be in that setting. I love competition. So yeah, just being with people that I love and doing things outside.
Have you picked up pickleball?
I have picked up pickleball. I love pickleball.
Okay, I would say that's kind of like the adult sport. When you're young in high school, you play basketball. Then you hit an age, you hit pickleball.
Yes, is that right. It's we've made the transition. I will say, like, there are long spurts of time that I go without playing pickleball, and then, you know, it's like fate. It's like, you know, you get excited about something again, and you have to, you know, dust the cobwebs off, and then it's smooth sailing from there, I like to think. But yes, pickleball is a good activity. And I'm like,
I don't know other sports. Basketball can be hard to come by just because you need teams and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but not in that stage of life as much anymore. But I was practicing some with the varsity girls. So
that's good.
Dipping my toes in as much as I can.
Well, if you could teach them that nasty Grace Martin jump shot, that quick fire flat jump shot. It was an amazing jump shot, by the way. It was phenomenal. I actually was talking to her not too long ago about that, and I had her percentage was way off apparently, but in my memory, you hit most of your shots. That's what I remember.
Well, I'm glad that you remember.
That's what I remember. Well, Grace, thank you for being here. I'm looking forward to you getting plugged in and getting used to our community. So those of you who have been around a while will know Grace and can say hi, but if you don't know her, please say hi and make her feel welcome to our community. Good. Thank you, Grace.